Hello. It is almost 1 in the morning. And I was going to do this tomorrow, but there's a storm as we speak, and it might affect the power. So I said, I could spare 10, 15 minutes. So, hello for those who were able to make it. This is my live reaction to the official trailer for the greatest, I think it's called The Greatest Night of Pop, right? The Greatest Night in Pop, sorry. So I'm not sure if y'all saw it. Hey, Allison. I'm not sure if you guys saw the trailer yet. It's been out for like 2-3 days. I'm a little behind, right? Because y'all are super excited about the announcement of the biopic release date. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But sorry, there we go. The link is in the well, if you have a chance, the link is in the bio, Allison. Grab a link. The sound will have to be muted due to copyright reasons, but I will share my screen with you. And, as soon as you guys are ready, let me know. If you're not familiar, this will premiere on Netflix January 29th. Me and Tori want to do a watch party for it, but it might be maybe the day after. But feel free to watch it in the comfort of your own house on the couch, and then maybe see the watch party with us. I'm here for it. And then, so yeah. Hey, Cheyenne, how you doing? So let me know when you guys are ready. I'm excited to see this. I was like a little annoyed. I was trying to promote the link in my Instagram, and We Are the World is not in there. Come on. Is this going to be the new Thriller? You know how Thriller is not on every platform, and you're like, tell me why. Ain't nothing. Can we just get these songs on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube equally, y'all? So we can make shorts, stories, posts, whatever we need to make. I'm like, We Are the World. I was driving my coworkers nuts the other day. I kept singing, We Are the World, but like in the worst voice ever. So my coworker, the one of the guys I work with, he's so sweet, but you could tell by his face, he was just like, oh my God, sis, stop. So I'm not going to torture y'all. But ever since I heard this was coming out, that's all I've been singing, We Are the Children. All right, guys, I'm going to get my screen ready. Let me just share this. I am exhausted to the point where I could just see myself falling asleep now. So it's going to be this probably even shorter than my last short live, which is 15 minutes. There we go. So I can't see comments now, but I'm going to start in about 1 second. So hopefully you guys are ready. Again, I have to mute the sound for copyright reasons. But with that being said, let's go. Wait, yeah. I got to press start on my tablet too. 1 second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Showtime. Very, very catchy tune. Come on. Oh, it's stuck. I'm sorry, y'all. If you're just joining, the sound is muted. The link to this trailer is in the bio. Hey, Mike. Mm. Yo, check your ego at the door. Woo! January 29th. Let me just stop sharing my screen. Take this out my ear. This is really cool. I'm hyped. I don't have very strong memories of this song. I know it was very popular when I was a kid, very popular in real life. Like they said, it was to wear money for Africa. I had no idea the song wasn't ready. And I wish I was more prepared. There was a DVD that was released. I purchased it around 2009, 2010. It's also on YouTube. So let me know if you guys want to have a watch party. Maybe see the original before, because I don't think Tori is available on the 29th. So maybe we could watch the original here and then watch the Netflix one with me and Tori. But like I said, y'all could see it ahead of us. Maybe have it quiet in your own home. But I know for me, I don't want to see it ahead because I want a real reaction. Yeah. I know, honey Ramsey. I'm going to keep it real. I really, at first, I thought they were remember the original poster for, let me see if I can look this up. What is this? The greatest night in pop. I just want to see something if this particular picture shows up, and then you know what I'm talking about. Yes, here it is. So I'm going to share my screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. 1 second. I have a very, very old computer. Oh my gosh. Oh, they changed it. Tag. I wonder if y'all could see what I'm talking about. Anyway, the original poster for this, like Michael was kind of cut off, and I said, "Oh, I know we ain't going there." But then they fixed it. Now it looks awesome. Oh no, it was a last minute thing. Let me tell you something. I'm like on the verge of quitting my job. I'm only saying that on this channel because I don't even think my job knows this channel exists. And even if they know it exists, listen, we are officially out of pandemic energy, right? I'm a manager. Anytime something goes wrong, and it does almost every freaking day, I got to fix it. So I'm not going to get into details because at that point, I'm sure can get me in trouble with my job. But something happened. So instead of me getting out, 5, I get out like at 8 o'clock. And then it just messes every freaking thing up. Grateful to have a job. Like, I should have been doing this 2 days ago. So here's my question while we're bringing this up. We're thinking about having a live about the updates of the biopic plus other Jackson stuff. if you guys want a live, I'm today, which is Saturday. I don't know if I could do it, mainly because of the weather. Because like I said, we're expecting a big storm. Power might be knocked out. But if you want a live, do you want it tonight, Sunday, or Monday? Since Martin Luther King is a holiday, most of y'all should have Monday off. So basically, it would be like a part 2 to our New Year's kickoff, just basically celebrating the Jacksons. So the next live, if you want it, would be a biopic update, the release date, some other details that I learned about on Junya's channel, and then continue celebrating the Jacksons, things like sightings and things like that. So I know it's only now 13 days into the year, lucky 13. That was my grandmother's favorite number. But not only we're getting stuff like a biopic update, but we are also getting Austin Brown working with his uncle Tito. We're seeing Paris Jackson here. Guess what? Announcement about Havenhurst, new events, the greatest night in pop, a new Funko Pop. Just a lot of things are turning around for the Jacksons. And it's so cool, even with all the chaos. Can we celebrate that Snakey is being exposed? For those who know who Snakey is, or Cobra, that's all I'm going to say. Yes, I just had to get that out. I'm trying to stay Switzerland on all this stuff, but I have to admit, it is like so awesome to see the real truth coming out and all the real snakes are being exposed. Yes. Hey, what's up? I'm having a good evening now that I'm home. Have you guys ever had a job and you're like, this would be a good year to quit? I'm literally at that energy right now. Like some huge situation happened at work that was just so insane. I felt myself saying, hey, managers can't put in 2 weeks. I think we have to give 4 to professionally 2 weeks, but they want the managers to put 4 to 6 weeks notice. But I felt myself with no plan B, with no real savings, saying, hey, but I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to get at least some money in the bank before putting that in order. Yeah, so if we do a live, I would like to do it before Tori's Stationhead, which is January 16th, celebrating the Jackson family. So I'm trying, girl. I'm so trying. I think I don't know. When I first got the job, I actually loved it, but I was such a young person when I got the job. I've had this job forever. I actually put myself through college with this job. And then when I graduated college, class of 2010, I got into YouTube. And honestly, back then, I was actually a bigger YouTuber. This is before YouTube was a thing. And then I fell in love, and the rest is history. And so now I'm back in YouTube, much wiser, much stronger, a little bit older. I've been doing YouTube since YouTube existed. And I've been doing the Jackson stuff since Michael died. So we're talking, 15 years now. So that's like, dang, so much time has passed. It feels like yesterday. But I want to, when I leave my job, I want to do it with the most humble spirit, because you never know if you have to come back or not. My job has made it possible for me to be so flexible for YouTube. So they're not the problem. It's complicated what's making it a problem. But me as a manager, I have to fix it. So I think this is a good test about making tough choices and doing things you don't want to do to be a good manager. Because at the end of the day, it shouldn't be this stressful. And it is. and it wasn't stressful until recently. So I'm like, I hope if people at my job is watching and you know who you are, that you will read between the lines and don't make me have to make tough choices. Because I'm like, I really want to, not only that I want to keep my job because there's nothing like stable money, but I also want to do YouTube. But it's just like sometimes I feel like I should just get like a simple job, like bagging groceries, like don't be a manager and just like clock in, clock out and just do YouTube. But I don't know. I struggle because I'm a manager, I do have the power to change my schedule. So if somebody goes, hey, Gadget, blah, 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 get on a plane, I could. Once you're no longer a manager, you don't have that type of flexibility anymore. So that's the only reason why I'm like, I'm sure I'll figure things out. Because I really want to I want to be the kind of YouTuber that when things happen in real time that I could bring you guys like the trailers, and the biopic should have been yesterday and the trailer should have been 2 days before that. It's just hard to juggle it all. Yeah, it's so much. You know what? You have to be a certain kind of personality, and I'm not. I have controlling aspects about myself, but I'm more laid back. Kind of like a hippie, like, yeah, well, even as a manager, it's like, oh, whatever. And I learned the hard way. You have to have structure. You could be nice, but you can't be too nice. I could see why managers are the way they are. Like, I'm around older managers, and of course, sometimes they reprimand me for how I handle things. But now that I'm grown in my position, I get it. So enough ranting about my job. Let me know what you guys want to do for the next couple of days. I will have a survey on the YouTube community page to see if you guys are up for a biopic live. I'm up for it. The slide wise, I'm not up for anything, but that's always the hardest part about it. Thank you. Sometimes I need to take my own advice and stop living in fear. And it's so funny. I was going through I have a specific date. Like, if I was to quit, it wouldn't be before this particular date. Because I remember I said, one of my credit cards minimum is really, really, really high. So you don't want to resign until that's paid off. Thank God I only have a few more months of that. But, you also want to just be like, you want to go with God's guidance when you make a big decision like that. Like, Lord, my heart, this is no longer aligning with me anymore. Guide me to how do I get to the next step? Whatever that may be. Maybe the next step that I want is not in line with what God wants. So even though I believe in manifesting and that we all have control to like go after we want. Also, though, that's also with God's timing and blessings. I know whatever has not been I know the things that I have not been granted is because that was God's protection. So yes, I'm lucky. I would say 90% of what I ask God for comes true, even the crazy things. But that 10%, maybe what I want to do is not in line with what would be better for me. So that's what I also think about too, because I also realize following other people is just there's more to it. You just can't say, well, I want to do this, or or I don't want to do that. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know what I want to do. I just don't have enough money to say, let me put in my papers. Yes. You know what's so interesting about Michael that I've noticed this year? For a microsecond, I'm going to say a handful of people, both YouTubers and celebrity, tried it. And then a whole bunch of other people, including main media, was like, you know what? No. we're not doing this time. And that's why I'm so excited. That did make this week go very, very well. That not only MJ fans are like, nah, here's the receipts, you tried it. But non-MJ fans are like, nah, enough coming from Mike. Let him rest in peace. Stop. Here's his receipts. Leave him alone. And I said, January 13th, we're already getting stuff like this. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. I hope you get this happen. My goal for the last several years is to retire from a corporate America. So I've been saving, investing. Yes. Which is why I have been. Good for you. Good for you. Even though my mom had like the shortest retirement of all times because she passed away literally within the year she retired, I'm so happy that my mom retired. I'm so happy that she got to at least to do that. My grandmother got to retire and thank God had minimum a decade and a half of enjoying. And my grandfather's retired and thank God he's still alive. And now my aunties, one retired. No, actually, two of my aunties retired. One just retired recently. And then one of them is still too young. But I feel like everyone should see retirement and really have the best retirement possible. And I hope, though, when you get to retire, that you get to kick off your retirement with an MJ event. Like I'm hoping, Elle, by the time you retire, or even before, that the channel gets financially strong enough so I could say, you know what, let's treat someone to come to. I really like the King of Popcorn. Like, I was going through the footage this week, and what I liked about it was the peace. It was so peaceful. Like, I was just like, there was things I didn't realize before. I was like, I wish I had a better camera, like a wider camera. Like, I don't know if you guys saw Jennifer's vlog, but Jennifer had such a wide angle. I think she did it with her freaking phone. I was like, whoa, you saw the whole house for real. So I was like, well, maybe I need to invest in maybe a different kind of like camera or a different lens. Yeah, it looked really peaceful. And I hope as I'm wearing their sweatshirt, this wasn't planned what I'm about to say. I hope the Hill Los Angeles will continue to have more affordable events, even cheaper, even though I can understand why they made the King of Popcorn $800, maybe $600. Again, flight, hotel, those are the things that are consideration. And even though it was much more scaled down than Thriller Night, it still felt like a wonderful experience, you know? Like I said, the food was filling. Prince was really kind. We got to talk to John, Michael Bush. I hope they have more Jacksons too. I don't even care if it's like one or two Jacksons, because not everyone has the opportunity. Well, actually, the Jacksons are hard to see in real life. So let's just throw that out there. So it's just like, hey, we would like to meet you. And it's just being part of the legacy. You know, we know because we're all human. It's just hard to be a human. Then you throw on top certain things, gender, race, location, economic, just fill in the blanks. The fact that the Jacksons, specifically the first generation the most, had so much thrown at them, and in spite of all that, not only became, my opinion, but I think a lot of people would agree, the biggest entertaining family of all times. But they are relatively humble. You'll always hear from a multitude of people, from celebrities and non-celebrities, how nice, how kind they are. Celebrities are not known to be nice or kind. That's why that's a word you hear a lot, because you're like, oh, y'all are different. Now, maybe behind closed doors, there might be different people. But I'm talking about when they're at least amongst people and their fans, they seem to be nice. And it's just so cool to be around them. Yes, please check out Jen's vlog. She has another vlog I need to check out. She just went to see the Jacksons in Nashville, I believe, or I said somewhere in that area. And when I said she lucked up, She met so many Jacksons. And I'm like, you could just tell by the thumbnail. Like I said, oh wait. Oh no. Let me tell you something. It's funny. I never ever even asked Prince about any of his uncles. But Jermaine has been MIA. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to say for like, what, 3 to 5 years? I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw him in person or on social media. And so then I don't know if you guys saw Tori's watch party where they had like some showcase with Jermaine with the AARP or whatever that's called. And I'm like, oh, they're showing something for Jermaine. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. That means something's going to go on. New music. He's coming back on tour with his brothers. Something. Crickets. The most we got was Jafar, his son, being in a biopic. We appreciate it. But I was like, Dad, Jermaine, come back on tour with your brothers. We miss you. Yeah, I didn't even see that. If I did see it, I don't remember. Forgive me, I'm so exhausted. I like sometimes like my own videos will come in circuit on my YouTube autoplay. So today, Home Alone 2 came up. And there was clips of me straight out sleep talking, sleeping. I said, oh wait. That's why I didn't want to do the biopic. I said, if we're going to talk about the biopic, let's pick a day that's a little bit earlier, you know, like not midnight like it is right now. I don't think he's anywhere right now. I think Jermaine's living his best semi-retired life. Don't blame the man. He works his behind off. Yay, sis, hey! By the way, y'all, I saw it, but I didn't comment. MJ Fangirl has a new video with updates covering the biopic. She also was talking about a museum exhibit in California. So, like, that's something I had no idea. I think that's the beauty of having sisters, friends, and associates in this space because we all learn from each other. Like, I know I don't have money to travel this year, but I have a feeling some unexpected miracle is going to happen. I'm going to find my way back to California. Right? Oh, child. I forgot. It's still Friday. It's Saturday morning for me. Stressful day at work. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I truly enjoy his music as well. And shout out from L to MJ Fangirl and showing the love back. So I'm definitely going to keep it short this evening. And then I'm just going to let you guys decide if you want to do a live just covering the stuff that happened in the last couple of days. And also I got to find out where the other half of 2T is. She doesn't even know I'm online. Because usually like at the last minute, me and Tori would be like, hey, what are you doing? I didn't want to do that to her. She works her behind off too. So I was like, no, let Tori get some sleep. Have a good night. Rest. It's only a live reaction to a trailer, for crying out loud. And, you know, so Serena giving love to MJ Fangirl too. And congrats, MJ Fangirl, on your King of Popcorn video. It has definitely went up a lot in views since the last time I saw your channel. I was like, oh, you go, girl. Make sure y'all see her review for the King of Popcorn. I love my favorite vloggers in the MJ space is German and Venice and MJ Fangirl. Like every time they do anything, I'm like, I want to do it. And it's funny, like most of the time, me and MJ Fangirl are together. I swear to God, I feel like we always have two completely different experiences. I'd be like, oh, I want to go there. And you'd be like, girl, you're there already. But this year, I feel like me and MJ Fangirl had a similar experience at King of Popcorn. I think it has a lot to do with how much calmer it was. Because I was like, oh, we get to like, you know, right? That's funny. So I have a vegan mac and cheese video that it's not performing well. So I keep changing the thumbnails and I keep thinking about you, how you always change the thumbnails. That's a tip, guys. If your videos are like not performing well, you either want to change the title, the thumbnail, or both. And so that's all I've been doing is working on thumbnails because I have Gadget Trish has her first video hopefully tomorrow. And not hopefully, it will get up tomorrow. I will make sure that gets done before I do another live here. Yes, that's absolutely. You could feel the love in her videos. Like you could. I don't want to say people are fake fans. I'm not saying that. You could just tell though who are I consider hardcore fans. I feel like MJ Fangirl, Fernay, Hector Bajor, Shelly Block. Me, I'm interesting. I fluctuate between Michael and Janet. Like, I would say I was super hardcore fan for Michael in the 80s. And I would say early 90s. But then Janet hits the scene mid 80s. And then I'm like, oh snap, got my own life. So then me and Janet, like Janet and Michael, has just been a da-da-da-da. And then, oh my God, you're going to kill me. But I wasn't the biggest fan of Blood on the Dance Floor. So I took a time out. And then I said, we're going. So I think Velvet Rope came out in 97. So then I'm rocking hard with Janet. And then Invincible comes out. Boom, mic down. Mike takes the mic back. And so, you know what's crazy? In 2001, I played Invincible. And there was that song, One More Chance, to death until Michael passed away. Because for those who are familiar, there was no new music out since that One More Chance short film and, greatest hit compilation album. And I remember I had a CD back then. Unfortunately, I don't have it now. I gave it away when I was in college. But I used to have like a great, my favorite Michael Jackson songs. And I wish I had it just to think about what was my favorite songs back in 2009. I said, I don't know if any of my college friends have that CD, I'll buy it off of you. I want to know what songs were my favorite songs when Michael were alive, because now it's different. I have different memories and different associations. For example, I actually like Blood on the Dance Floor now, so there's that. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go through my calendar. I just finished my calendar. I'm gonna be honest. I really wanted to do more Janet Jackson videos because we're in Janet Jackson season right now. But I hate to say it, without me pulling out my calendar, if I'm not mistaken, I think I have maybe one Janet Jackson video per month for the next 5 months. The rest is Michael Jackson. And I kind of have it's complicated why it's like that, because a lot of videos didn't go up last year, and I spent money on the things that it's just complicated. But I will do my best to have more Janet Jackson videos. Maybe me and MJ Fangirl can think of a Janet Jackson collaboration, but it's crazy. I love them both equally, but for some reason I have this weird favoritism with Michael. But I love them equally. But you could never tell by my content. Yes, that was my song. And I tried to buy the tickets for his last concert, This Is It. I remember I was willing to spend my rent money just to go to London and whatever. And the tickets sold out so fast. And of course, we know how things ended. It never even happened. So, when I said sometimes you might have an idea of something you're manifesting, something you want for your life, but it doesn't happen. And that's because, God's like, no, pause, sis, don't use your rent money. I would have been devastated. Now, granted, you got your money back, but back then, I was super poor back then. I used to work for only 20 hours a week, and that barely covered the rent. I had a roommate at the time. I was in college. So money back then was really tough. Wasn't a manager yet. Right? You're always been between Michael and Janet, and I love that because you're the only one who's covered the. Yeah, thank you, man. Like my dream is to honestly do something with Janet, whether it's a live interview, even though I have no idea what I would ask her, because the things that we have in common I don't know if she would feel comfortable saying out loud, if that makes any sense. And I'm like, I would never like want to be rude to anybody, especially a Jackson. You know, if they give you an opportunity, you don't want to be like, well, tell me about blah blah blah. I feel like some of the things that we have in common, I would want to say private. Just like the whole thing with Prince. Like the things that I have in common with Prince or even his kids, I feel like is a private conversation, not like a YouTube conversation. Like, what? Right? That's the only album that I feel like Blood on the Dance Floor, I feel like needed Ghost to make that album. And oh God, again, don't come for me because I know some of y'all love that album, Digestible. I didn't like that album until I saw Ghost, but I saw Ghost in college. Now remember, I'm in college 2000. Well, when I heard about Ghost, it was 2009, 2010. This is where I see the Ghost. So then after I see that, I was like, oh my God, Blood on the Dance Floor is genius. You know, so, and then you go to MJ events, people are playing tracks. Again, you have different memories now. The songs have a different weight to them. Yes. I love the first album. You know, a lot of people did too. It's not as good as Control, but her first two albums, there are some gems on there. And definitely, now I can give you a sneak peek of what's coming for the channel. We definitely want to highlight Janet's music private, you know, for streams and just get into her whole catalog. Do I have her catalog near me? Oh, I do. Hold on. You know, like when I first did lives, I used to do it with no pants on. Now I might at least wear shorts. Sis. My apartment's hot. So this is half of Janet's music, right? Yeah, I think it's half. I thought I had her whole catalog, only to discover my best friend owned a lot of the singles. So I had to rebuy the music last year. I was like, why? How did I get these songs? And then I forgot, oh shoot, it's Jazz's music. My best friend is a huge Janet Jackson fan. Huge. So this is her first album. Oh, what's this Japanese one? Hold up. Let me give a shout out to Randy. This is Randy's only album. He did have a single though. How can I be sure? But I have it in vinyl. But CD wise, this is Randy and the Gypsies. If you love New Jack Swings, it complements Michael Jackson's Dangerous album very well. Right? Come give your love to me. Yes, she got some gems on here. Like, so here's Dream Street. Now this one's sealed. I think I had to get this one from a buyer. This is a Japanese one that came out in '84. So I really want to, you know, maybe once a month highlight a special stream, station head just for Janet Jackson for the next 5 months. If I didn't have a job, I would have just featured each album every week. I have a job, so maybe we'll do a cluster of albums for each streaming party. Rhythm Nation, probably my all-time favorites. But like Michael, though, it's really hard to have an all-time favorite. Because, not gonna lie, Control, lots of memories from this. This is actually hanging up in my office. I have a vinyl of My mother hated me. I was young when that came out, and she's like, "This song's it's not appropriate for a young lady to be singing." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, yeah, right." I got a lot of remixes, so it's going to be a lot of Janet music playing. If you're going to get Randy's CD, get it sooner than later. So when I got Janet's music that I was missing, I literally had to pay almost 3 times the price on some of these CDs. First of all, I know the CDs in general are raising in prices because hard copies are like, I think Best Buy is in the transition of getting rid of DVDs and CDs. So this is the time to do it. Like, tax returns come in, see what you can buy used to save some money. And then the ones that are like imports, like this one was clearly an import if it's a Japanese one. So I don't know. Like, I know, of course we're going to have Janet Jackson season every year moving forward. But next year, I definitely want to have minimum 2 Janet Jackson videos next month on my agenda, So hopefully, like, we'll figure out, like, because this whole Janet Jackson season thing is new. We've been doing Michael Jackson season now for 15 years. So I think, like, it's like I have more content because it's just like, yeah, it's MJ season. But now we have a whole different season added. So, Dad, 41 minutes, my ass can talk. All right, guys, I'm going to let everyone go to bed, but I'm going to do the survey right now for the biopic update. Just tell me what day works best for you guys. And if for any reason I can't do it later on today, it's probably because, like I said, they said we might lose power. So I said I'm going to charge all my devices, charge my Kindle, so just in case. I actually want to read. I'm thinking about reading Janet Jackson's True You again. But I just don't have time. Thanks, sis. We never stay on topic here, but you know me personally. Do I ever stay on topic? I call it a scatterbrain. I could jump from one subject to the next, like out of nowhere. You'll be like, where's that coming from? But in my mind, it's all connected. I'm just glad my friends can keep up with that. I know they'll be like, weren't we just talking about the Jacksons and now you're talking about Chris Brown? Like, really? But that's just how I really am. They're musicians. It's connected in my head. All right. See you guys. Hopefully, if not tonight, tomorrow, Monday, whatever. I hope to see you soon. Hopefully Tori's free. I know Tori be like, girl, you and these last minute lies. Good night. Right? It's all connected. I'm just glad you guys can just keep up with this brain. It's a lot. Good night, everyone. See you in a couple of days or hours. And have a good month celebrating the Jacksons. Actually, let's make it a whole year of this. We're just going to be celebrating the Jacksons a whole year. Because truth is coming out. I'm loving it. Good night and good night. Yes. And have a good weekend. I got one more day of work. Then it'll be a good weekend. Good night. Thank you for watching this live or replay. Make sure you sub to this channel to get more content like this. Don't forget to like the video, share, and I will see you guys real soon.